organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, chocolate chip cookies and pastries bake in your oven, not your barn, right? But that might not be the case anymore. We'll tell you why some cattle farmers are heading back to the bakery.
New clinic at the University of Iowa Healthcare is opening. It's a first in Iowa history.
And in sports, pregame is back. We have everything Iowa-Michigan State, as well as coverage from the University of Iowa, Iowa's Men's Basketball Media Day, coming up.
That's all coming your way next. Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Good evening and welcome to your Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Reed Chandler.
And I'm Muriel Kone. University of Iowa Healthcare is one step closer towards eliminating gender barriers in patient care. Daily Iowan TV's Brad Maxwell tells us how the opening of the new healthcare clinic will provide opportunities for the treatment of the LGBT community.
Construction slowly comes to a halt. The parking lot fills up, and patients begin to walk through the doors of the University of Iowa Hospital's new $73 million clinic. The 167,000 square foot building will serve a diverse group of patients, but the new LGBT clinic is a focal point of the new facility.
The clinic will provide a safe and non-judgmental space for students to seek the services that they need that they might not necessarily get from other primary care physicians.
The LGBT clinic is the first of its kind in Iowa, providing patient care for a community that is often misunderstood.
I do think there's a learning curve that needs to happen, so there needs to be specialized attention towards the LGBT community.
The new LGBT clinic is located here in Coralville at the Iowa River Landing instead of at the University of Iowa hospitals in the heart of Iowa City. And because this location is several miles away from the campus, some are concerned that students without transportation could miss out on the opportunity. The new clinic sits over 3.5 miles away from the heart of the University of Iowa campus. Despite the distance, Keith believes a sense of community will ultimately lead to better attendance at the LGBT clinic.
If the clinic is geared towards community, I don't think so. But for students, it might be a little bit more difficult to reach the clinic as opposed to the hospital, but students technically ride the bus anyway.
CAM bus services have adapted to the new facility and now offer bus transportation to and from the clinic every 45 minutes. UI officials are hopeful the new clinic will provide members of the LGBT community a safe and accessible place to seek medical treatment. I'm Brad Maxwell, Daily Iowan TV.
The clinic's hours are every Tuesday night from 5 to 7:30 p.m.
And this summer's drought is taking a toll on Iowa's cattle farmers. The heat and scarce rainfall is limiting the grass and corn in local fields, making it hard to find cattle feed. So farmers are being forced to find alternative ways to feed their animals, including bakery byproducts. These products are processed food items meant for humans that did not make it into the grocery store. Companies collect byproducts from manufacturers and remake them into livestock feed products. They are nutritionally the same as a cow's traditional grain diet. Local farmers are turning toward these byproducts, but are concerned they might run out.
And now let's turn to Dora Grote for a look at the weekend weather. Dora?
Thanks, Muriel. Today was a beautiful fall day in Iowa City. The sun was shining and the leaves were blowing off the trees. Unfortunately, it will cool down tomorrow, but the rest of the week looks promising. It will be a chilly start in Iowa City tomorrow morning with a temperature right around 35 degrees. So be prepared to bundle up this morning for those morning classes. It will remain fairly cool in the afternoon, only heating up to 55 degrees. And it will drop back down to 48 degrees in the evening with a mostly cloudy sky. Now let's look at the forecast for the next couple days. Saturday, it will be back in the upper 60s, so take advantage of the warm weather outside. But there is a 20% chance of rain, so don't forget your umbrella. By Monday, the sun will be in full force and will heat back up to 73 degrees by Tuesday. Wednesday will stay warm in the upper 60s, but with a 20% chance of rain. Looks like the summer temps are trying to hang on through the next week. That's all for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Dora. And Iowa City community members and UI students gathered at Kinnick Stadium today for a sustainability rally. The rally introduced first-year UI students to the environmental leaders in the area. They got a chance to learn about the green initiatives on campus and in Iowa City. The rally is part of the UI's 2020 vision to run on 40% renewable energy by the year 2020.
The Iowa City School Board is discussing its plans for funding at a special meeting tonight. The school district's enrollment is growing, but officials are having a hard time finding and agreeing on ways to deal with the increase in cost. The board is struggling to find ways to pay for new school-related building projects, a new high school, 3 elementaries, and updates on existing buildings are all on the agenda.
However, the school district is looking to generate some funds this weekend. The Iowa City School District's Run for the Schools race kicks off at 8 a.m. on Gilbert Street and will continue for another 13 miles this Sunday. You can still register online or mail in registration forms to join the race. School officials welcome donations and volunteers if you're not able to participate.
And in other news, the race to the White House is heating up. On Thursday night, the running mates had their chance to take swings at each other in the first vice presidential debate. Vice President Joe Biden and vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan took the stage in Kentucky to discuss foreign and domestic policies. This was the second of 4 debates this election season. The next debate between President Obama and GOP candidate Mitt Romney is on Tuesday, October 16th, just a few weeks before the election on November 6th.
Last year, Le'Veon Bell and Michigan State ran over the black and gold in Iowa City. Can the Hawks return the favor in East Lansing? Daily Iowan TV Sports pregame is next.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports pregame show.
Our staff has once again been hard at work to make sure you have everything you need to know about the Black and Gold's trip to Michigan State this Saturday.
Including welcoming back friend of the show and ESPN.com Big Ten blogger Adam Rittenberg to the 2-minute drill.
But before we can get to all of that, Lauren, there is a game to be played. Earlier today, I sat down to analyze the matchup.
Not all Big Ten matchups need the hype. This one pretty much sells itself. The word around the country is Michigan State is slipping. The Spartans have struggled in 3 of their last 4, which isn't good news when the visitors from Iowa City can hand the ball off to one of the hottest running backs in the Big Ten, Mark Weissman. The Black and Gold's man of steel has put up a ridiculous 507 yards in just over 10 quarters as the Hawkeyes starting back. If the sophomore phenom can produce, it could be Kirk Ferentz's 100th win at the helm of the Black and Gold. And why not? The Hawks have won 4 out of their last 6 against their Big Ten division foe. But Sparty packs a punch of their own, with Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year candidate Le'Veon Bell making every Saturday his own personal highlight reel, which means Iowa's defensive line and linebackers will have to play a vital role if the Hawks are to get to state quarterback Andrew Maxwell and make the Spartans one-dimensional. While Michigan State will almost certainly be hoping they get the Hawkeye offense that stalled to start the year, and not the offensive fireworks Minnesota saw just 2 Saturdays ago in Kinnick. The Legends division is on the line. It's Sparty on versus on Iowa. Smash Mouth against Smash Mouth. Who knows? We just might see this.
Here's the snap. Stanzi on a quick slant has
touchdown!
Caught.
Touchdown!
Iowa! Marvin McNutt on the catch on the final play of the game. The Hawkeyes defeat Michigan State 15-13.
And now we are pleased to welcome back ESPN.com's Big Ten blogger Adam Rittenberg to the 2-minute drill. And Adam, first true road test for the Hawks after spending 5 straight weeks at home. Should the Hawks be worried?
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. It is a tough environment. Yeah, Iowa has some young players, certainly, but they have older players at key positions. I mean, James Vandenberg, even though he didn't play well on the road last year, he's not going to be intimidated in a road setting. But on the whole, yeah.
Adam, is Mark Weissman the key to Iowa's success this weekend?
Again, I think it's more dependent on Vandenberg and the passing game getting going a little bit better. Michigan State hasn't been as locked down in the secondary as I thought they'd be. Johnny Adams kind of entered the season as one of the top cornerbacks in the country on the NFL draft radar. Things really haven't played out for him that well so far. So I think there's some opportunities for Vandenberg in the passing game.
And Iowa and Michigan State obviously play very similar styles. Aside from stopping Le'Veon Bell, what does the Hawkeye defense need to do to successful on Saturday?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. I mean, you want to make Michigan State one-dimensional, and at times they've been completely one-dimensional, completely reliant on Le'Veon Bell. So it's important for Iowa to put some pressure on Andrew Maxwell. He doesn't handle pressure that well, as most first-year starting quarterbacks. They all struggle.
Adam will get you out of here on this. Who comes out on top Saturday at Spartan Stadium?
I'm predicting I think Michigan State's going to win. I can definitely see a scenario with Iowa where they can go in there and get the upset. Michigan State hasn't been very impressive this season, but I think the matchup favors Michigan State. Like you mentioned, it's at home, but also I think Michigan State's defense matches up better against the pro-style offense.
Thanks, Adam. And while this might be a football pregame show, the Iowa Hawkeye basketball team kicked off its preseason this afternoon. Our own Daily Iowan TV Sports Nick Rector conducted a little bit of his own 2-minute drill with one of the Hawks Nest favorites at Media Day.
All right, Nick Rector here with sophomore Aaron White. Sorry, Aaron, I don't have any basketballs for you to sign. Just got a couple of questions. Coach says you've been working hard in the offseason, going to be playing a lot more 3 this year. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, wherever they need me to play, I'm here for. He recruited me to play the 3 position, so in the offseason just really worked on my outside game, my handle, pull-up jumper, stuff like that. Just looking forward to putting it in action when practice starts tomorrow in the season. So.
A lot of expectations this year. Obviously, I'm sure you've been asked about this a lot. Can you talk about the expectations of the team and how you guys are going to cope with that? Yeah,
I mean, every reporter's asked that exact same question. We want to play in the NCAA tournament. That's number 1 as a team goal. Just dealing with it. You have to have that mentality going into the season anyway, no matter what people think about you. So, as the 15 guys in the locker room, we want to make the NCAA tournament. So it doesn't really matter what people outside of our core group, really care anyway. That sounds bad, but it's just really a team mindset, and coaches, instilling that into us. So.
I mean, hype for the team, yeah. What about hype for you? I mean, there's a lot of hype for you this year too. You've had a good season last year. Can you talk about that a little bit? Also, how you cope with that?
Yeah, to be honest, the same way. In my mind, I still haven't really done anything. A list came out the other day. They listed the top 100 players in college basketball. I wasn't on that, so yeah, it really doesn't matter to me what people are expecting or what they think I did last year, because I have a greater expectation of myself than other people do. So it's the same thing I went into the game into the season last year. I was the same freshman walking around here that nobody really asked questions to, and I kind of have that same thought in the back of my head, and still trying to prove people wrong. So.
Kind of a fan favorite. A lot of people I've talked to, you're a favorite of the fan. They got nicknamed the Red Mamba. Do you like that nickname?
Yeah, I've heard so many nicknames around here. The fans are great. That puts a smile on my face that people have really taken a liking to my game and how I carry myself. So whatever they want to call me when they're watching the TV or at the game, that's fine with me.
Any of the players on the team have a nickname for you, or?
Everyone calls me Whitey. It's been my nickname since I was like 10 years old. So. That's kind of what everyone else calls me. So.
All right, and there's a dunk contest coming up soon. Are you going to be involved and you'll be participating in this?
I'm not in it, but I might be a late entry. So I might work on some things in here, and I might add my name at the last second. So.
All right, and if you need anybody to throw you some alley-oops behind the back or anything, just pick me out from the crowd. That's it, though. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, that's all for us here at pregame.
Be sure to tune in this Sunday for highlights of the Black and Gold's battle with the Spartans, as well as more from Iowa Basketball Media Day this afternoon.
Go Hawks and beat Sparty.
Josh and Lauren, thanks for that as always. And there's really a lot going on right now in Hawkeye football.
Well, hopefully they can get that win this weekend.
We all know we need it. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan, read about what direction Iowa's renewable energy is heading in.
And read about a new exhibit at the University of Iowa Old Capitol Museum devoted to the War of 1812.
And that's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out on Sunday at the same time or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.